I'm part of the Stat 107 team, and today we're going to do a question involving normal distribution and finding the actual x values given a z-score. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So this question is called normal distribution in sleep. So it says the number of hours of sleep Discovery students reported getting each night roughly follows a normal curve with an average of 6.8 hours and a standard deviation of 1.2 hours. So right away, I know that I can draw out my normal curve, and I know this follows a normal distribution of an average, which is mu of 6.8, comma, standard deviation of 1.2. So this right here would be 6.8, which represents my mu. And then my standard deviation is 1.2, which tells me, how spread out the data values are. 6.8 hours tells me that on average, Discovery students get about 6.8 hours of sleep every night. Now it says, using the approximation that the middle area between z equals -1 and z equals 1 is almost 68%. What is the approximate lower value of the range of hours for that 68% of Discovery students? So over here, I know that this middle area, I'm just going to shade that in, is approximately 68%, 0.68. And it's asking me that the z-score over here, my z equals -1, and over here, my z equals 1. It says, what is the approximate lower value of the range of hours that 68% of Discovery students sleep? So given this z-score, I'm trying to find out what my x is. So z-scores are standardized values. So that means that they are given original data. Z-scores are standardized to help us understand the data better and compare different data sets with different averages and standard deviations, and helps us perform tests and normal distribution and other statistical analysis on that data set. So we have a standardized score. The question is asking us to convert that score back to the original value, which is represents the number of hours that Discovery students sleep. So here we are trying to find the x. So now I know that the formula for z-score, I know z is going to be my x value minus the mu over my standard deviation. We have three things that are given here in this equation, and we want to solve for the x value, which tells us at that the lower bound of that middle 68%, which tells us, how many hours those Discovery students sleep. So I want to go ahead and solve for x. I know my z is -1, that is given from the problem here. Z equals my x value I'm trying to find, minus my average here is 6.8 hours, minus 6.8, divided by sigma, which is the standard deviation here, which is given as 1.2 hours. Now I can just go ahead and calculate this. So I'm just using a calculator here, and it's going to be, x is going to be equal to -1.2 plus 6.8, which is 5.6 hours. So you know that this z-score of -1, we have converted back in terms of the original data set using this given average and standard deviation, so that this tells us now that at that 68%, which represents this middle area of our data set, right in this lower end is 5.6 hours. So we know that over here, this area is approximately, if I had to calculate it, it would just be 1 minus 0.68 divided by 2, which is 16%. This is 16%. I know that, this value, what it means is that 5.6, these students get about 5.6 hours of sleep per night, and that is higher than 16% of students in Discovery. So 5.6 hours is higher than 16% of students in Discovery, and it represents the lower range of the middle area, which is almost 68% of the all students, which of our population, which is all students in Discovery. So hopefully that makes sense. And we just use the Z formula to calculate X. Given a standardized score, what is that X value? You can also go back to, you can also convert X values to Z values using this formula. And that's what it really means in real life. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you later. Bye.